Hello everyone. Can somebody confirm if we are audible?
Audible and visible.
Yeah, visible too.
Bhavin, will start in let's say couple of minutes. Let's wait for few other people to join, and otherwise we'll start
Yeah,
1 or 2 minutes. That's fine, I guess, right?
of course. I can also see a couple of people are also joining. So let's wait for a few more minutes. Can somebody confirm if we are audible and visible properly?
Yes, both visible, both audio and video. Perfect. Thanks. Thanks, Paul, for confirming. And
Perfect.
so I guess let's get started.
Perfect. No problem. So, uh, yeah, all good to go now. First of all, good morning and good evening, everyone present here. Wish you a very happy new year to all of you, and I hope you all had a very good start of this new year. A warm welcome to all attendees who are present here in this webinar. So today we are going to discuss on how we can improvise the print workflow, which can eventually help you to streamline your business processes and help you to eventually increase your return of investment. We would also help you to understand the ERP system, how it can help in your business, and how you can leverage it for making your organization process seamless. I'm Bhavin Wagela, working as customer success representative at Brusher Ideas, and along with me, Jay Jagani is here, who works as product manager at Brusher Ideas. We both are your hosts, and we would take you through this webinar. While going through the session, if you have any questions, then feel free to put your questions in the chat section. We will address all of your questions at end of the session while doing Q&A. So let's quickly look at the agenda of today's meeting. So today we are going to look at couple of important factors. The very first is we are going to look at the traditional workflow, how it goes on, and we would also see what are the challenges with the traditional workflow. Based on our observations, we would be sharing you a couple of observed challenges to help you understand how you can overcome them. We would also look how we can overcome all of those challenges with new solutions, and we would also look at the ERP system. At last, we would also explain how BYI can help. So let's quickly get started with the understanding of traditional workflow. So with traditional workflow in printing industry, it always starts like when you receive the order, your processes starts over. If you receive the order from online or offline platform, from there your processes begins. So before taking on any process, you might also have prerequisites to start any job, like artwork proofing, or you may also check the design if that is proper or not. You may also check spellings if there are any text added. And after all those checkings, you may start with the jobs. So the next step would be job scheduling. In job scheduling, you may assign the jobs to start the process. There can be different type of jobs like color detection, printing, quality check, at last after printing, packing, and so on. So you may assign the jobs to different people, and your job scheduling starts. Now here, you may also have custom workflow for each type of products, right? Because each of the product category may have different kind of workflow assigned and different kind of jobs assigned. So you also need to take care of that. After that, you may also have different job stages, as I explained above. The stages like color detection, printing, quality check, packing, all those kind of jobs you may have. With this, there is also a factor of managing multiple employees versus multiple jobs. So that is also one important point which is going to be there with the traditional approach. After that, for business owner or production manager, they also need to look upon the progress of the jobs, whether they are running smoothly or not, or any of job is stuck due to any issues. Finally, after production is completed, product needs to be ready for delivery. While managing all these processes traditionally, you may face a lot of challenges or glitches. So let's look at some common challenges which you may encounter while going through the traditional approach. So with our observation, we have listed a couple of challenges which comes over with the traditional approach. So the very first is print MIS management. When you are going with traditional approach, you may also have the print information management system. It would be very difficult to manage it and make it up to date with the accurate information. Along with that, you may also involve your time more on the management, taking care of the processes, taking care of jobs. So there, your workers' time can get involved on managing the processes instead of doing the work, and your time would more involved on the task management. Due to this traditional approach, you may also hamper the delivery timelines. Delivery timeline management would be difficult for you if the traditional approach is not very seamless. If you receive the priority orders, then it would be very difficult for you to manage. If let's say you have a big order and you need to complete that within a shorter period of time, due to the traditional approach, you may not be able to achieve the timelines. And if you achieve that, you may lose the quality. Along with that, you may also not be able to figure out the profit or the cost involved in the production. So cost and profit management would also be a challenge for you. Customer prior approval. So this is about the proofing part. If you are going to do the proofing and if you do not have any systematic process through which you are going to do the proofing with the customer, either soft proofing or hard proofing, then this may also be a challenge for you. Quality printing and customer satisfaction. So let's say if you are going with traditional approach, if you are getting delay anywhere, then you may compromise with customer satisfaction, or else if you are trying to make some hurry, unknowingly, you may also hamper the quality of printing. Again, the very important fact, if the process has been followed with traditional approach, then your product may not be linked up with the inventory. So when you receive order, you may also lose the inventory. You may also have the insufficient inventory, due to which order and inventory alignment would not be proper. At last, the forecasting of orders, sales, and future expansion would not be possible, because everything would be on paper. There won't be any system who can give you reports or statistics on the forecast. So for owner or for any management people, it would be very difficult for you to overlook the forecast in terms of how much of profit you have made, how many man efforts have been kept in the production, which inventory is used maximum, which products are not performing well, and so on. These are the challenges. Now, with these challenges, there can be a lot of impacts on your business. So let's go and look on the impacts which these challenges can bring upon. So here we have listed a couple of impacts which can be with the challenges which you are going to get with the traditional approach. So the first impact, that is of course decreasing the productivity. If your productivity is decreased, then it would also impact your profit. Your traditional approach would definitely take more time in management. It would also take more time in observing if things are working properly or not, and that would of course hamper your productivity. If the productivity is decreased, that would straight away impact on your profits. So you might not have good profits if you are selling good products as well. So, and if you are earning good profit, then profit might not be streamlined. So if you have any issues on any process, then you might involve a lot of cost to fix those issues, and there your profit can go on. Your profits would not be streamlined, and you might not be able to see that profit graph which you're expecting. Then comes the improper visualization. So this is also very important. If let's say the things are taken care by traditional approach, you won't be able to figure out how many people are involved in which type of jobs, which job is taking more man hours, where the people are working more, which type of jobs are stuck, which machineries are facing issues. And you might not be able to figure out how many total number of hours at the month end are kept in the production, and that might end up with improper calculation of the cost which you are spending on the production. Customer satisfaction would also go down if you are not able to provide the quality of printing, or if you are not able to provide timely deliveries. So customer satisfaction would also go away. With this, you might not be able to win loyal customers. This is very important to understand. Then comes the quality in printing. So of course, if the traditional approaches are there, proper checking are not made, or your staff is not very inclined towards working, then they might make mistakes on the quality, and that might create dissatisfaction for your customers. So quality can also be hampered here. Then comes the inventory forecast. So here there are no systems to manage the inventory, so you won't be able to forecast your inventory, like which inventories are used maximum, and where you require more inventory in terms of availability. If suppose there are couple of inventories which are not at all used, then you might not be able to figure out, because you do not have systems in place, and that can create a trouble while you are checking the inventory forecast. So these are the common challenges, and due to which you can get this much of impact. Now let us understand how these challenges can be addressed, and how we can reduce these impacts through having the solutions which are trending right now. And through implementation of those solutions, we can come up with a new system to streamline your business process and avoid all of those challenges which you are facing. So I would like to hand over to Jay from here, and he would explain you that how we can overcome from all these challenges and how we can avoid all those impacts. Jay, over to you now.
Uh, Thank you very much, Bhavin, for this wonderful explanation and giving recap of the topic. So before we start understanding the tips part in detail, let me just give you and walk through what Arvin has actually highlighted here, because the point is a very straightforward point. When you are in a printing industry, the core part of any printing industry is to fulfill the orders. Whatever orders you receive, the fulfillment is a very core part of this industry. And when you going to fulfill that, you will be, or you might be already having few issues over it. Might be some productivity issues, might be some alignment issues, your inventory. Sometimes you feel that everything is working fine because you are in the initial stage of your business and might be doing things with certain different softwares, maybe, or maybe on paper, maybe on Excel sheets, or maybe somewhere on books. There are various things that people generally used to do, but the most important thing is this is related to the growth of your business. If your business, if your productivity, if your profit, if your employee satisfaction, if your customer satisfaction, there are a lot of parameters which affects your growth. Because if those parameters are ready to set, then your growth is ready to set. You can expand your business by 2x, 3x, in terms of multiplication, not in terms of addition, but in terms of multiplication. You initially go to 2x and 3x and 4. So this how you can expand your business, and everyone wants to expand their business. They start from beginning and will nurture it, and will go ahead to start the things. The most important thing here is to manage everything. You should have something that is personalized according to you. That means the thing you should have is owned by you, and that much the system is that is only required. sometimes what happens, you purchase a system that has a lot of features and you don't even need those kind of features. And even to use the systems, you need to be used to that system, not system used to you. Because in every established printing business, we generally found that printing businesses are already established, doing well in offline. Now they want to grow up and go beyond the territories they are working. They want to operate globally. They want to operate overseas. So here, what they need is a personalized, simple and sober software system. So, very first tip for to manage and printing workflows and successfully grow into this printing industry, the first and most important point is you should use a personalized software system which will have every required modules, every required functionality within that software, and that can be scalable or flexible enough to accommodate your business workflows, because every business has their own workflows. Some business is printing the same order in a different way. Some businesses are printing same order in different ways. So to accommodate, personalize it, it's a very important part for any printing workflow or any order fulfillment process. So the first one should be to use a personalized software system where you can have a system which should be personalized and which can give you all the benefits of your business directly online. So you need to change the systems, the routines you are following. Just you are changing the medium of doing that routine. You are doing in somewhere in offline, now you are doing it in online. So there is nothing much difference, and it can easily be adapted, because sometimes over the decades you may have some processes running, and uh, to suddenly to change and move on to something new, that may needs adoption problem, they may needs an feasibility problem. There are, because you do have workers from years to years on with you, and there are so much internal external factors that can affect. So first of all, the thing is a personalized software system that can adapt your routine and can follow it religiously. Second most important point is, somehow we noticed by our research that in majority of the printing, the core access or the core handling of the system is with any one or couple of people who is allocating, managing, and distributing everything. Here, the most important thing is that you should give role-based access to every stakeholders. Role-based access, in a way, the people who is doing the job can own the job. For example, if a guy who is actually do the labor of the the labor work of printing, let's say screen, if creating a die or creating or dealing with colors or actually you operating the machine, etc. So they own the part of their particular print. So in the workflow, let's say if a 6 stage, 7 stage, 10 steps of your workflow, let them own the particular piece and let them run that particular piece. Your hierarchical staff would get notified whatever they are doing. They can monitor, they can track eventually everything, but let them do their work so that your upper staff or your managerial staff got free from those stuff, and then they can monitor the different other things properly. So the second one should be, you should give role-based access to the stakeholders from, and create an transparent hierarchy where who is dealing with orders, who is dealing with jobs, who can deal with inventories, who can deal with machine servicing and other stuffs, and who can go ahead and work with deliveries or order fulfillment after completion of successful order processing. Then the third one, most important part is to have an efficient online workflow management. You should have a capacity to set order processing rules for different products. For example, t-shirt can be printed in a different way, mug can be printed in a different way, glasswares can be printed in a different way, cardboard items. There are a lot of different products, but all products is printed in a different way. And those different ways you should identify if you are printing in multiple product lines. So in multiple product lines, you should be aware where your different products and how the order processing rules are transparently, because sometimes in a rigorous way, people are managing the orders. Let's say in a peak time, people are managing the orders without following the stages. First they do cutting, so everything is in a cutting, then everything is in dyeing and printing, and there are a whole lot of mashup, and sometimes whose order is what, and order gets mixed up because of no tagging system, and so on. So that mashup can be there. So for that, it should be recommended to set an order processing rules, how an order comes to you and then how it delivers. That should be a simple, sober process defined. Whether it's a low time, whether it's a peak time, all the times that process should be minimal. So no overhead should be there, but the process should be followed so that each and every order, whether in the peak time, whether in the low time, should be fulfilled perfectly, and that perfection should give customer satisfaction to you. Now this point number 3 should be applied to offline as well and online as well, because in an offline there is an offline set of rules defined, set of SOPs defined, and everyone has to follow. That's the same thing you should go ahead with an online system, where online staging is there and everything is bind and attached to it. Now, next point is, as Bhavin mentioned a couple of times, that inventory is the most important thing. Now, inventory and production sometimes relates in a very critical way. Like, for example, in a peak season, you would have a lot of orders and you are running almost 24/7. And in certain orders, because due to the shortage of inventory, you may not fulfill the orders, or even you have estimated that you may got XYZ orders, but suddenly an inventory overflow occurs, and now you need to rush in to get the raw materials or the production raw materials, etc. So here it is recommended to bind your inventory to the production jobs always. So whenever any jobs get validated, it must be validated with the inventory, whether it is available in the inventory or not. Rather comes job on the board to the workers, and then they realize, oh, inventory is not on the board, and then first you ask the customer that your orders can be fulfilled, and then later you have to say that, oh, sorry, your order cannot be fulfilled because we are running in a shortage in XYZ. So that's kind of a scenario is sometimes defaming your brand and may hamper your market value and etc. So that's the point. Going ahead, you should define your productivity parameters. I mean, you should benchmark those values. What actually you expect from the order in terms of time, in terms of budget, in terms of profit, in terms of quality. Every other parameter should be set so that for any XYZ product, minimum level of quality, minimum level of expense, minimum level of XYZ things should be firstly determined, so that sometimes any order goes beyond, you must have an alert that okay, there is a quality problem in this order, there is an expense problem in this order, there is a time problem in this order, so that in future or at the time of occurrence you can decide what to do to avoid it for now and for future. So that again helps you to create everything. Second one, in the same scenario, when you define your productivity parameters, it gives an moral and boosting value to your brand. so that every people comes to know, or every of each and every customer of yours comes to know that this people doesn't compromise in quality, doesn't compromise in time, and uh, profit is your internal matter, so that doesn't need to disclose to customers. But the customer could gain the value for money. Whatever you charge, you could justify. Then keep your accounting system automated. Accounting system automated in a way to keep tracking of whatever the work done, and based on the done work, your profit ratio, your employees payroll, everything can be tracked within a single system, so that, let's say, people is working for in 8 hours, but the productivity is up and down, so you can have a report over there. Let's say if in 8 hours xyz amount of work should be done but not done, then you can analyze the situation, what's going wrong, what's the problem, where is I mean, you can do the root cause analysis there. What's the problem? If the skill is a problem, then you can work on the skill enhancement of your employees. You can do every single activities to maintain the work friendly environment in your organization, or in your factory or something. So that's how it will help to track, and that track value can be directly attached to monetization of in terms of salary, in terms of profit, in terms of everything. And even it is not only for the employees, it's the same could be for partners, same could be for vendors, suppliers, any other promoters, can be anything. And the last and most important point over here is keep analyzing over the past performance. So past performance in the sense, once you have the first six, then and only then you can have the seventh point in actuality. Because the first point, if you have a software system, then only you should have a streamlined recording of everything, and then you can go in the past and search for the data, and you can analyze those with ready reports, and everything is ready. You just need to fill out few parameters and reports will be ready, and you can filter out the reports based on your criteria. And you just need to understand that, okay, what is the sale of last year, last quarter, last month, what employees performance, or profit ratio, xyz, whatever the criteria you want, you can achieve from that. And not only the past performance, but that past performance can help you in forecasting the new sales of the year. Let's say over the past year, what month is a peak month, what quarter is a peak quarter, so that in the next year you will be ready to achieve the peak quarter. So for example, in this peak quarter you may not attain xyz things, but now in here you are ready. You are ready with xyz things, and let's say you are ready with extra supply, you are ready with extra raw materials, you may need pre-order to xyz inventory, your inventory is backed up to deal with the season, and that's how you can get best out of the particular season. So this 7 tips, so that you can have your core part of your business run successfully. Now if we move next, and if we see that how it should work, or how you should do this tips practically. So in the industry, there is a concept called ERP. ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning, where in my first tip, I emphasize on personalization. The personalization of a particular software is, the software should be very much intended towards the industry, not to the generic, and obviously it should be cost savvy, it should be easy to use, and so on. So here with an print specialized ERP system, you should achieve all the 7 tips, and you can streamline your all the business operations seamlessly. So in the next we see benefits of using an ERP system. What ERP system will provide. So if we look at the first step on the benefits in the next, we firstly identify the first point is the live print MIS visualization. What is a live print MIS visualization? MIS is something about what are the jobs in the pipeline, what worker is doing what, in which stage of the job is. Every detailed information you can visualize in one single matrix. So that matrix can visually give you each and every data about the criteria, about the current status of everything. Let's say job number XYZ is in the process, is in today's delivery, where the current status is saying, let's say it will be finished in 10 hours and you have 7 hours. So you can identify those gaps from looking into MIS, and you can do do the necessary steps they want to uh, take on that. Second, automated job scheduling. So whenever any order receives to you, depends on your employee strength, employee skills, employees divisions, departments, product categories. You can decide some rules, and based on the rules, the jobs will be automatically shared to that particular team. If the particular team is getting overloaded, then again that team's burden will be reduced, and that will be handed over to the secondary team. So that's how you can completely automate your job scheduling process. So you need not need to check each and every order, and you need to assign it manually that okay, oh, this order comes for okay XYZ process. Okay, let me check who is available and let me assign. So you did not need to do that. That will be done automatically. The third most important point is it gives you alerts, it gives you triggers. Alerts in the sense, let's say if your employee is available for the job or not, if the job has certain stages completed, if the job goes on overdue, if any job stage has any roadblock, let's say machine error is there and jobs stuck, or any overdue in delivery timelines, XYZ can be there. In terms of triggers, you can set particular triggers. Let's say after completion of any XYZ, you may need to throw an email to your customers notifying that your product is artwork ready. Please check your product and give us the soft proofing. And then soft proofing scenario will happen in handshaking way. First, you share something to your customer, and your customer gives nods and positive, negative, and then the scenario goes around. So those kind of triggers would be there. Then the most important thing, as I mentioned very in the earlier, that one system for everything and everyone. So everyone is accessing the same system, whether it is accounting, whether it is inventory, whether it is in orders, whether it is in anything. Everyone is accessing the same system, again with functionalities bifurcated with role-based access. So people who is accessing is role-based encapsulated for whatever he is given access to. So single system for everything, every other functionalities, and every other people who is using that functions can be accommodated to single system. Now, if the system is ready, then you can analyze, you can forecast anything anytime, because you have a data, you have everything. So from the past data, you can manually check the things, and if you want some forecasting reports, the system can easily produce those. Even that, after reaching to first 5 points, your operations are mainly streamlined for getting ready for getting a profit jump or getting a customer jump. Because once you have optimize your time managing the things. You will have some spare time. You can allocate it to getting customers, or you can allocate it to managing the customers, or managing the customers more smoothly. Now, from the first 6 points, the productivity will be improved. As I mentioned, the work tracking is there. Based on that, you can add accountings there, and you can have every other modules or every other operations of the entire business in a single platform. Along with, you can set custom workflows. Let's say, in earlier I mentioned the example of t-shirt, example of mug, glassware. Every other product lines printing process is different to others. So you can customize the workflow of the printing and the stages of the printing. You can define everything, and then from the beginning to the end, that custom workflow will be automatically assigned to the orders received. Let's say if you received an order of t-shirt, it will be automatically assigned to this t-shirts workflow and to the team who is going to perform the order fulfillment of the t-shirt. So that kind of an automation even it is possible. So, from an ERP, at the top level or the management level of an business entities would be kind of relaxed and can think of not thinking of how they manage the business, but they can spare the time and they can think of how to grow the business so that they can take necessary decisions, take necessary steps to go ahead and expand the business. And the last and most important point is set up once, use forever. So such kind of an ERP systems are very much professional systems. You just need to set them up once, and once it is set up, it can be upgraded, it can be customized, it can be upgraded by eventually whenever your business expands, the need expands, and everything that can be done. But once the setup is done, you don't need to configure and set everything every time, because few data is set up, the system will run in their own way. So it will be used forever until you are using the system. So these are the benefits of using an print ERP system. Now, if we move ahead from this and really see that there are 7 good tips there, then how to use it to use an ERP system. If you are familiar with ERP system, if you are not familiar with ERP system, if you have used an ERP in via distributed software, or maybe you have used some non-print specialized ERPs or some general ERPs, you may have some questions on what to do, where to find a ready solution which is ready to integrate and just get going with installation and few requirements and get ready within a few time. So you might be like this boy, you might be wondering all those questions. So for that, we come up with we at Brush Your Ideas come up with our new software called PrintXpand. The name itself suggests it is for printing and for expansion of and printing industry. It is an ERP system. So that ERP is your personalized print specialized ERP. That's how the tagline works. There is your personalized, so that you can personalize it as you want. And it is not generic ERP. No, it is a print specialized ERP. So all printing related stuff is mostly available readily into it. So you just need to use it with whatever online platforms you want, or even if you want to use it in your offline as an offline platform, even that offline platform that can be worked, because sometimes orders can come directly to the website and sync to the ERP system, or sometimes you may need to use it, like your sales team can call for, or you may get inquiries on the order and then you give quotations and then quotation approves and then you go for an order and then order processing and then order fulfillment. So this kind of an offline process, even without a website, can be there. Which website can be there? Anything can be. Whatever you have can be accommodated within this, PrintXpand. So PrintXpand, that's how it is very personalized. It will have have the print specialized features. Will see that in the next section, that what are the features they have. So firstly, how personalized custom theme for your software. You can customize whatever look you want. Custom dashboard for each stakeholder, whether it's a vendor, whether it's you as an admin, sales. So according to role bifurcations, their own dashboard is available to them. Complete order management, as I mentioned, online and offline, whether you want to use it as online, whether you want to use it as an offline. Complete order management is there. Complete stages and workflows, as I mentioned, this one of the part of an ERP that you can, as per your different product line, you can have these different custom stages and workflows. Artwork soft proofing flow is initially enabled. So whenever your order going for a job processing, it will give first, ready for artwork soft proofing. Once customer gives not in positive to you, then only the bulk order will, go into the production environment. Then automated job scheduler, job calendar, print demands, tickets, QR code driven updates. So your workers just need will have an very simple mobile access, where they just need to scan the QR code from the ticket it generates. That QR code will give them the information of the job, what the job is all about, what the stage is all about. They can even complete the stage and allocate it to another stage holder, so that all the things can be done from just scanning a QR code. Then inventory, quotation, and much more. As I mentioned, inventory is most important part, so it is always attached. Quotation is attached for the specifically for the offline. You can estimate the price. Your sales team can estimate the price and use it accordingly. Alerts and notifications, even most important part of the process. Alerts, because you get everything, every alert possible danger, or every possible alerts of a due, of running out of inventory, running out of, let's say, ink, or anything you set as a threshold, you'll get alerts accordingly. Hence the same notifications, whatever activity performed in the software, each and every stakeholder will get notified according to the access of the software they have. And most importantly, this is very much ready to integrate software to any online system, or you can use it as an offline system. So in an online system, let's say if you have any website, e-commerce website, or any website from where you got inquiries or you got orders, everything will be can be readily synced with this system, so that the systems can have a base to run, or this system can create a base to run. Create a base is creating an order by manual entries, and getting the orders via any third-party systems as an push to the system. So these are the feature of the PrintXpand. Now let's move on and let's look at the glimpse of PrintXpand. So how it is and what it is. So firstly, let's see the custom dashboard. So this in the screenshot you can see the dashboard. So this kind of a dashboard here. Everything in a single screen you can manage. In a single screen, you don't need to jump into any other screen to manage anything. You can use the left navigation menu to access each and every small to big required modules, because it starts with homes, orders, jobs, products, quotes, invoices, notifications, then reports, and then settings. So everything is managed over here. Your profile is there in the there. You have counter tiles, graphs, alerts and notification screen. So every other thing is available readily here. Just need to navigate from one screen to another screen, and then you can go ahead and look every other activities going on. On the second we see is the most important then thing is to manage everything within a simple UI interface, because for an ERP system, the most important part is UI. If your UI is very simple, not so funny, not so not so fancy, not so complex, not so untidy, some kind of, this is very simple, straight, and not so it's not so heavy kind of an UI where it looks so nice. Because here the look doesn't matter. The mostly matter is it should be neat and it should be clean, and everything visible properly. So here you can see that search is there, filters are there, categories are there. You can switch to views over there. You can create the things, you can import the things, you can convert it into graphs and lots of other things. You have checkboxes to do bulk actions over here, or even individual entity have their own action items. You can edit from here, you can view summaries and go to detail and doing so much stuff. So that is again what very simple UI. And the most important part that I discussed was the calendar. So in next we'll see the calendar part of it. Again, the calendar is very much streamlined. On each and every date, if you click on each and every date, the date will have the complete job order list on the right. So you can see any order lines and click on the orders, will give you the details of the orders, where it is, which stage it is, who is working on it, when it will be getting completed, when it should be delivered. So every other thing can be visible with this. So here, this is just the glimpse of the software, how rich the software is, how detailed the software is, because this software is prepared with the specialized people in the industry who have very much deep experience on printing, and how they are working rigorously to keep the printing businesses going, expanding, and adapting online interfaces more and more to go and perform beyond the territories they are working. So that's how we do have the softwares, and that software is why that software is good for you. Why should you go ahead with the software? From now, I'll ask Bhavin to carry forward the things from here, that why you should use this product and why it is good for you and the other stuff. So Bhavin, please go ahead.
Thanks, Jay, for this wonderful explanation. This helps us to understand that how we can come up from a traditional approach, and by adopting a new system, how we can align all the process in a very seamless way, and through that we can save a lot of time which have been kept on the manual processes which we are doing on day-to-day basis. We can avoid all those extra cost which has been spent on the processes which can be automated, right? And with this system we can also leverage our employees through a system, and those employees can easily manage the jobs. Even your salespeople can also get all those informations from a single system. They do not need to go back to any of the catalog charts to check the prices, and this can be a one system for each and every people who are working in your organization. So if you want to explore this system, then please feel free to reach out to us. Our consultants would be happy to demonstrate this solution, and they can give you a complete walkthrough. And if you want any of help in terms of implementing any of such processes, then feel free to reach out to us. We have more than a decade of experience, and with a huge team, there are different experts into different departments, and they can help you to guide a better workflow for your business, very specialized and personalized for your business requirement, and we can help you to achieve your business requirements. So if you want to book a personalized demonstration, then there will be a call to action. You can click on that and you can book a personalized demonstration. Our consultants would be happy to demonstrate the print expand module and give you a complete walkthrough. With that, you would be able to understand if this particular module fulfills your requirements, or you need any additional functionalities to be customized on this particular system to have it for your business. These are our contact details. So through this, you can reach out to us. Our numbers, email address, and other social media platforms link are mentioned over here. So you can reach out to us through any of channels, and our consultants would be there to help you in taking it forward. Thank you so much for your valuable time. Now, I think, Jay, we should start with the questionnaires.
Yep, definitely. We should go ahead. I can, see the first question in the question section is, which ERP system is best for printing industry? Now, very good question. Yes, I covered mostly in the session that ready ERP system and personalized ERP system, there are two different things available in the market. One, where there is a generic ERP is available, and there is a custom ERP is available. So our software falls in the category of personalized front specialized ERP, where you got features, you got things readily available, so you don't need to worry on configurations and customization part, because it mostly available because we do have a lot of research and we prepare the software, so this thing is readily available for you, and you don't need to go ahead with much more customization to start. But if you want to select an perfect ERP, then the most fundamental parameters should be what budget you are having for the ERP system, because ERP systems can be ranging from small budgets, very high budgets, and user-based access as well. So you might have an user-based payment over here as well. So, okay, according to budget, how your usage capacity, how flexible that ERP is, and so on. Because there are many ERP systems in the market, such as the Business Central of Microsoft is there, Salesforce is there. So there are multiple big brands to multiple small brands who's dealing with, ready professional ERPs to custom ERP. So there are ERP systems available, but to choose it, it could be generic and it could be custom. So that's what you need to think of, where you want ready things which is already print specialized, or you need to go to any big and generic ERP and just want to do the stuff by your own and from the scratch, because you need to configure each and every printing modules, workflows, and everything on your own, and then that customization on that ERP may add burden to your cost, burden to you as a cost on your pocket as well. So our recommendation is every ERP is a good ERP, but you should go ahead with a print personalized ERPs. So that will give you the value for money. That's so I hope I give a good answer to it. If Margie, do you have any further questions? Further point on this.
Yeah, I can also see.
Otherwise,
there is a
yes,
question.
Go ahead with the one.
From Chandni, that is there any alternative to ERP system, or do I need to use that only? So I personally recommend to use ERP because the name itself tells you that it is enterprise resource planning system, right? If you go with any alternative solution, then you might limit yourself with with that particular functionality which you're looking at, but ERP would also help you with enhancing your system with more functionality even later on. And alternatively, could be small workflow customization as per your needs, though, and it would be costly, time taking, and with limited features option for you if you go with any other solution. So it's better to opt for ERP and then use the modules which you need. And while growing, like while going forward, you can adopt other modules of ERP gradually. So ERP helps you to decide what all modules you need. Like if you just want to limit yourself with couple of functionalities which you really require to streamline your business, then you can just keep all those functionalities in your ERP system, and through that you can draw a limit around your ERP, and later on whenever you require any new functionalities, you can always add up new modules into the system. So ERP is completely dynamic system. You can have the features which you want. So that's why my personal recommendation would be going with an ERP system.
Okay. Bhavin, the another question by Kanchi is print expand ready to use or need customization to get started? You can take it that as well.
Okay, so it is ready to go, of course, but every business would have their own mechanism to deal. Like you may be dealing with certain products which are unique products, or you may be having certain catalog which is having different job stages. So to accommodate them, the Print Expand has the capacity to integrate with any of front system and flexible enough to customize completely. So we can modify this Print Expand system easily to accommodate with your business flow. And as Jay explained in his previous explanation, that this is completely personalizable and customizable. So you would be able to even customize it according to your requirements.
Right. Yeah. Next question is by Ash. Does your software support products created as configurable in Magento like T-shirt, 5 color sizes? Can your software pick images from main product page listing and would need to use masking to create all colors from T-shirt as sports, gray, either colors, hard to make from plain T-shirt? Okay. So, as first of all, yes, as I mentioned earlier, our product supports any front-end e-commerce system who used to create the products like Magento, if it is like WooCommerce, it is like Shopify, it is. But the Print Expand system is more or less doing the copying job from the source system, let's say Magento. So whatever ready is there in the Magento, it will copy it and place it in the system, and then from that system, it will perform the rest of the order fulfillment process. So it is all about order fulfillment and order processing. And I must say that you are asking the things which is in perspective of Magento. So yes, as being in Rush Your Ideas, we do have a software available in Magento as well, where your requirements of picking an image from main product and then creating the other things, that would be fulfilled over there, but not as in Print Expand. So first, your every other configurable associate products are ready at Magento, that all the products will be fetched as parent product and then as an associate. So one main product and then associate product, as the system as works in Magento, will be kept the same as in here in the Print Expand. And the the push from Magento to Print Expand would be very seamless, and your product's copy will be available here, and then whenever any order placed on your Magento, order will be even synced here, and then order fulfillment process goes along in Print Expand. So I guess I tried to give you an answer. If you have any other things to share, you can share in the chat as well.
There is also a question from Hiril that if I need few custom workflows, would those be manageable? So I believe with custom workflows, you mean to say the workflow related to different category of products. So yes, the ERP system which we have, that is flexible enough through which you can create your own workflows, and according to the category of products, always you can create the workflows. If you do have some complex workflow, you can book a personalized demo, and you can speak with our consultant. They would be happy to guide you further, showing you that how you can create those workflow inside the system, and if at all any modifications are required, they can easily discuss with you.
But
I
so
believe.
we hope we have given answers, satisfying answers to the questions asked. If you have any further questions, you still ask here in the chat. And if you have any questions further coming up in your mind after some time, you can even get in touch with our email address, that is sales@brushyourideas.com, or even you can book our personalized demos to the link over here, or you can log on to brushwithideas.com website, and then you can get the necessary details. So yes, that is it. Anything, anyone, if anyone wants to have any questions, then otherwise we do already have enough time, so we may conclude. Yep, Bhavin, I think that's all up.
Yeah, that's all up. Thank you so much, everyone, for your time and being here in this webinar. I hope this was very much informative to all of you. And I also wish to connect with you in personal to discuss more in detail about your businesses. Feel free to reach out to us anytime, and we would be happy to take your requirements forward. Thank you so much. Have a great.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you everyone for your time and being here. And again, I wish you a very happy and successful business year ahead. And let's hope for the best. Yep. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Goodbye. Take care. Have a nice day. Nice. Yep. Bye bye.